Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Mic check. Good morning. We'd like to get everybody seated so we can start the program. As of course, we're all excited. The energy is so electrifying. And we're looking forward to this magnificent top-off ceremony. So we'd like to have our distinguished dignitaries and, of course, our own Newark native, NBA Hall of Famer, the legend, the business mogul, Shaquille O'Neal, come and have a seat. Sit down.
Okay, we're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than two.
So we had it all set up. Shaq in the middle, so we can stand out here, and you, the governor, next to him.
Okay.
We're waiting for a few more folks, but I know we have our mayor, the Honorable Raj J. Baraka, in the house. Our Lieutenant Governor, the distinguished Sheila Oliver's in the house. We have a great program for you all, as this is another historic event for the great city of Newark. And we want to get everyone situated so we can begin the program. We have our esteemed council members in the house, Councilman Quintana, Councilman McCullum, Councilman Ramos, Councilman Osborne, Council President Crump, Councilman John James, Council Candidate, that's right, Council Candidate McIver. So we're here and welcome you on behalf of the Honorable Mayor Raj J. Baraka, our progressive and visionary leader, and the City Council, as these are exciting and historic times in the amazing city of Newark. And of course, on behalf of Wasim, Borai Development, this is going to be, yes, big round of applause to Wasim. We're here to begin the topping off ceremony, so symbolic, 23-story tower, 168 market rate units. That is an anchor, a catalytic project for this corridor. So it is, without further ado, while we're waiting for a few more guests like Governor Murphy, we want to make sure that the man who has the vision and the person who I am honored to work for and humbled that I love for his heart and what he is championing in this great city and making sure that we get it done, that we are empowering, giving our people access to better housing, improving quality of life, developing projects that are catalytic, revitalizing corridors, repurposing our assets, redeveloping the city with $4 billion currently in reinvestment, unheard of, unprecedented. And of course, he has created a city that we can all believe in. My mayor, your mayor, the Honorable Distinguished Raj J. Baraka.
Hey, Shaq. You got to take him to the basketball thing, man. He could announce people to come in. He do that for a couple of the referees there. Jesus Christ. But I want to, you know, first I want to thank obviously Wasim Barai and Shaquille O'Neal and the whole team for believing in and being committed to the city of Newark, sticking with it, getting across the finish line, and making sure that there's a building behind us that's going to be of top quality here in the city of Newark. We need to give them all a round of applause for the work that they've doing in our city. Of course, none of this is possible without support and help from the state. Without state funding, without state support and state help, most of these projects that we see in the city of Newark don't go up. It is a great day when we begin to collaborate to actually have buildings happening and not just groundbreakings with no building. We actually have the real building happening. We have a topping off ceremony today, which means that the building is almost done. As a part of a larger renaissance that's happening in this downtown area, the city of Newark is changing very, very, very rapidly. As Carmelo pointed out, you know, very succinctly, that there's about $4 billion worth of development happening in our city, and that's because all of our partners together are making this happen, are making sure that Newark is a priority, and we support and are thankful for all of the work that they're doing to make this happen. NCDC for making sure that we get through each part of it, each step of the way. We want to thank Bill O'Day and Project Impact for making sure Newark residents and people of color are working on these sites. That's incredibly important. Let's give them a round of applause for that. As a matter of fact, that's a model that we want to duplicate throughout the city and hopefully get it duplicated throughout the county and the state to make sure that we can create pipelines for Newark residents and people of color in these cities to be a part of the growth and development that's happening here in Newark and all over the county for that matter. So again, without further ado, I want to thank everybody for coming out, for being a part of what is going to be historic here in the city of Newark. It's the beginning of the changing of this entire corridor here. And we have Wasim and Shaquille O'Neal and Barai and everybody else to thank for that. The governor will be here shortly. Shows you how important this project is to all of us. God bless you.
Indeed, this is an amazing public-private partnership. And as noted, you know, the mayor has championed laws that basically require the developers to meet a 40% first sourcing requirement to make sure Newarkers have a seat at the table. And that's right, it deserves a big round of applause. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, my name is Carmelo Garcia, Acting Deputy Mayor, Director of Economic and Housing Development. And our next speaker is a dear friend in our neighboring city of Elizabeth. He is my counterpart, Director of Economic and Housing Development over there, and he is founder of Project Impact and has a wonderful testimonial and graduate with him, Aisha Murray. So, freeholder and director, Bill O'Day.
Thank you, Carmelo. When this project started, Wasim, Omar, and Sam Borai, as well as Shaquille O'Neal, invited us to come in here to work with Mayor Ras Baraka to start a program which we had started in Jersey City called Project Impact. And that program is to give a helping hand to women, minorities, and veterans looking to get a career in the construction trades. It's just a helping hand. And to date, we've been able to get 18 individuals from the city of Newark placed as apprentices, and we hope this year, in this year alone, 2018, to get at least 25 to 30 more placed. The program now has a permanent operating facility in Newark at 703 South 12th Street. It operates on Saturdays from 12 o'clock to 3 p.m. Applications are taken every single Saturday. We're currently running classes for an upcoming plumber's test. Aisha Murray was one of the individuals that we assisted last year. She's a superstar apprentice at F&G, working at a project in the city of Newark. We assisted her with some of her initiation fees, some of the things that we generally do, and the city of Newark has been tremendously helpful. A lot of cities and places invite you to come in and do a program, but they don't offer any resources. The city of Newark has offered resources through Mayor Baraka, David Muhammad, and his office in providing financial support to assist with initiation fees, test fees, the cost of physicals, as well as helping to underwrite the cost of some of the teachers that we have come in and prepare individuals for the tests that they have to take to become a plumber, a carpenter, electrician. To date, with Newark residents, we've been able to place people in the Carpenters Union. I saw Pete Gowing here earlier. I think Pete's outside because he's claustrophobic, and he was afraid of being inside of an enclosed place. But Pete's been very helpful. The laborers, both the laborers, locals, the electricians, and of course the plumbers. We started this program in Hudson with Pat Kelleher, who's the head of the Hudson County Building Trade, but Billy Kennedy and the Essex County Building Trade have been tremendously helpful too. So I want to thank Mayor Baraka, I want to thank Wasim and all the Borais, and especially want to thank Shaquille O'Neal, because when a guy like Shaquille O'Neal lends his name to a program, people listen. And many of the individuals come in the program and say, hey, is that Shaq's program? So I hope you don't mind, Shaq, that we, get some free publicity from you. But again, the theater's always made available, and the Borais put financial support into this too. It's a great program. It's a great project here. And Mayor Baraka, I want to thank you, because I think you show a true commitment to what it is to make sure that when projects are done in your city, they help people that live in your city, and in this particular program, create careers, not jobs, but careers in the construction unions for people that live in the city of Newark. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill O'Day. And of course, Shaq, we referred to this project as Shaq Tower, and we bring it like the Shaq Attack, so we're very proud of that. With that said, I'm proud to introduce the next speaker, who is a former colleague of Policy Wonk, an amazing champion, and our first African-American female lieutenant governor, and that is my dear friend Sheila Oliver.
Hello, everyone. Hello. When I came to the site today, I was inspired by the late, great Sam Cooke. And those of you who are music aficionados, you will know one of his great songs was called "A Change Is Gonna Come." And I think that today represents all of the lyrical notes put forth by Sam Cooke. When you travel MacArthur Highway, and all of us watched day by day this construction site evolve into what Carmelo referred to as Shaq Tower. Newark is on the precipice of competing, O'Day, with Hoboken and Jersey City. We have a waterfront, the Passaic River, and you are going to see all kinds of things evolve on that river. And you can move into the Shaq Tower and observe it all. This is a phenomenal day for Newark. It is a phenomenal day for the state of New Jersey. And I want to thank my predecessor as Commissioner of the Department of Community Affairs, Chuck Richmond, for, yes, Chuck is with us today, for working with the New Jersey Redevelopment Authority and HMFA, our EDA, for all understanding the importance of we as state government supporting initiatives like this. So I'm just happy to be here. And to you, Shaq, we're going to make sure we buy all the salon passages that we can get at CVS and Walgreens. And for those who need car insurance, you go out and buy that general insurance. Because when we help Shaq, Shaq helps us.
That was great. I love it. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Financing, of course, no project is feasible without financing, and when you perform it, you got to make sure the numbers work. And without those partners, that believe in the project, the vision, and the mission. And of course, as Lieutenant Governor mentioned, you know, EDA, you know, Tim Lazura and his team, Chuck Richmond, HMFA, and also, of course, our own in a Division of Housing and Real Estate, you know, Julio Colon, and everybody collectively, Tony Marquetta, who's here as well, a former ED for HMFA. That's what it's all about, bringing all the collective efforts together for financing purposes. And the person who is behind pretty much the financing of this project is Margaret Anadu from Goldman Sachs, a great partner of ours. Margaret.
Thank you so much. So it is so exciting to be here, and I'm going to go a little bit off script because obviously we're here to celebrate Rector Street, but I want to talk about another project that was actually our first investment in Newark. So we started looking at this city and wanting to be a part of its turnaround probably about 12 years ago. And I went to a movie theater, and you know, as part of our diligence, you know, we spend time block by block, every street, every community anchor, and the movie theater was in terrible shape. You could barely see the movie. You couldn't get popcorn. It just wasn't great. And so we met Wasim and his family, and we said we want to be a part of turning around this movie theater. And he was like, "What are you talking about? I'm going to do a tower downtown. Actually, I'm going to do lots of towers downtown. It's a small project. We can figure out the movie theater," and we did. And that was our first investment in Newark, and we're now, I think, over $600 million in. Close to $1 billion. Thank you. Close to $1 billion across the state. But what it taught us is that you want to work with partners who are not just going to do the glassy towers downtown, but also are willing to do the projects that are in the communities, in the wards, that really touch people's lives and make a difference. Because when you can just get up on a Saturday and take your family to a movie and provide them with affordable entertainment, it means a lot. So thank you, Wasim, and thank you, Sammer, and thank you, everyone, for just being a great development partner. The other thing I want to say, I think it's pretty easy to be a little cynical these days about, you know, the government sector and public-private partnerships. And what we have learned in Newark and really across the state in general is that when people really roll up their sleeves, and starting really with you, Mayor, I want to say thank you for just your guidance and your leadership, because what his administration has made very clear to the financing partners like ourselves and the developers is that it doesn't matter how many units you build or how many buildings you put up if it's not going to provide jobs for the folks in this city. And so thank you so much for pushing so much and being so consistent on that. And obviously all of the state entities, EDA, NJRA, who really know the importance of economic development. Perfect timing, Governor. That's what real public-private partnerships are about. And just a quick shout out to the home team, Sherry Wang, who really is behind all of the work we do in Newark, and Alex sitting right next to her. Couldn't get anything done without them. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you, Margaret. Just to give us shout outs for some of the distinguished dignitaries in the House, our budget chair at the General Assembly, Assemblywoman Ileana Pinter-Marin. Chief of Staff and Freeholder Brendan Gill, Chief of Staff to Governor Murphy. Oh, I'm sorry. I always had just that, Brendan. And of course, our Director of Public Safety, Anthony Ambrose, thank you so much. So now, the man behind the project, a amazing, distinguished redeveloper who definitely knows how to focus on equitable growth, realizing that economic, employment, and environmental impact is everything. And his vision was to create such a magnificent project that would catalyze this corridor. And of course, that is Wasim Borai from the Borai Development.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are very, very humbled and proud at Borai to be here today with everyone. First off, I have to say our deepest thanks to Mayor Baraka. As a developer, as Margaret just went over, our goal here in Newark was not to play the game the way most developers played it for the past 50 years in Newark. We wanted to do something starting from the community first, building out. So the movie theater that Margaret alluded to, it was a small, $10 million project, but it brings 300,000 Newark residents a year into the heart of Newark and has spurred hundreds of millions of dollars of future development. And here today on Rector, we are so proud that even though this is the first high-rise in Newark in 50 years, what it really represents is 50 years of progress. Because 50 years ago, someone that looks like me and my family, the people that work on our project, lenders like Margaret and Sherry, it was a different group of people doing these projects 50 years ago, and that's progress. And that's what we're really proud of. And it couldn't have been done without the city of Newark, and I want to thank everyone here, Mildred Crump, President Mildred Crump, Eddie Osborne, Anibal Ramos, Councilman Quintana, Councilman James. It's the way we partnered with the city that really sets a new tone. Public-private is such an overused term. It usually means private guys do the work and the public pays for it. Under Mayor Baraka, he holds the private sector accountable. And so this project with Goldman Sachs and our partners, we had to come to the table, and then the city, the state, and the EDA, they came in later. And I think basically for the rest of what happens in New Jersey, this should be called private-public, because that's really how you get projects built. In this neighborhood now, under Mayor Baraka, $1 billion of development, 800 million of it is from private sources. So again, Mayor Baraka and his team, they're doing something innovative, and we're very proud. And this is the first step of many that we have coming to Newark. This is going to be 168 units, luxury units, but priced affordably, so it's inclusive to all. So again, we thank everyone. We thank the city. Mr. Julio Colon, thank you very much, Economic Housing and Development, Carmelo Garcia, and we thank everybody for coming today. Thank you very much. And it is with my greatest honor that we have Governor Murphy here today. And one last thing I want to mention, Governor Murphy is funding an apprenticeship program that's going to train thousands of men and women to get into the unions. Under Bill O'Day, we've gotten 15 to 20 people in this year. What the governor just signed and put into office is going to train thousands to put them on jobs like Rector Street. Governor?
My cue?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Wasim, to you and your dad and everybody at Boré. Congratulations on an extraordinary project. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I get to go to work every day alongside Sheila Oliver. Let's hear it for the Lieutenant Governor. Margaret, I caught the tail end of your remarks. Again, thank you for your participation in this. Carmelo, as always, great to be with you. Mayor Baraka had to leave. I want to wish him on the way out another, yet again, happy birthday to the mayor as he leaves. To all the distinguished guests here today, elected officials, public servants, private sector leadership, brothers and sisters from organized labor, this is a pretty special day for Newark and for New Jersey. Yet another piece of evidence that this city is on the rise. Let there be no doubt about it. And it is well off the map. So this is a city that has got a trajectory that is undeniable. And as I said many times, as a candidate in transition and now as governor, in so many respects, as our big urban centers go, first and foremost, as Newark goes, so goes the great state of New Jersey. So I'm more than thrilled to be here today. This is one of these win-win-win moments. It's a win for all the participants in this project. It's a win for the folks who get to work on this project. It's a win for the neighborhood and for Newark, who will benefit from it for so long into the future. And I'm honored to be among you today. It is a particular treat for me to introduce, and by the way, just look around at how close by foot the things you can get to right now in Newark, right? Whether it's NJ-PAC or Whole Foods or Seton Hall Law or Rutgers Newark or NGIT, whatever it might be, you could get out and walk from this very place and that's not prospective stuff. That's here and now. Let there be no doubt. Most importantly, it's my honor to introduce a guy who never forgot his roots, who stuck with it, who did not waver, who worked with the extraordinary Mayor Baraka, Wasim and Omar and their team, the brothers and sisters in labor, all the other investors and participants in this project. You know, there are many of us who are fans of this guy from afar for decades. You know, one of the greatest, arguably one of the greatest, never mind basketball players, but athletes of all time. But even more importantly, a guy, as I said, who never forgot his roots and has always been willing to give back. He helped me out when I needed him the most as a candidate, and I'm incredibly honored to introduce him as the governor of this state. Let's get it up for Shaquille O'Neal, beside whom I am inadequate.
I was trying to bring this thing up to big man size and not Carmelo size. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Of course, as you all know, I was born and raised here. Love this city. Tell you a quick story. In 1992, me and my mother was visiting some relatives, and my mother says to me, I remember when this city used to be beautiful. Somebody needs to come by and invest in the city and make it beautiful again. Then she gave me that big elbow to the chest like I'm that somebody. So I found a partner in the Borai Group, the Kobe Bryant of developing. And, you know, we've been doing a lot of things. I wish the mayor was still here. We really thank him because we've been coming here a long time, and, you know, he really, really helped us out. Margaret from Goldman Sachs, you know, helped us out. Governor, you've only been in a couple of months. You're doing a great job. Miss Sheila, you look wonderful as always, but you're a little too young for me. So, but you're looking good, Mama. You're looking real good over there. But you know, this is a long time coming, and again, you know, I just love coming home, seeing everybody. And you know, a person said to me a few minutes ago, said, Shaq, we don't see you around much. Just want to let you know that when this building is done, if you look up at the whole top floor, that's going to be all me. The whole top floor is going to be all me. So so we're here to announce another project coming soon, 350, what is it? 350 units, 35 stories, and we're going to be investing another $150 million in the city. With Margaret. And since I'm two different people, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, you find me up here. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll be up here in this area right here. And this will be known as the house that Shaq built. So, love you guys. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you very much. Back to you, Carmelo.
Wow, that's incredible. What a great project. Another big round of applause. 350 units. We've been working on that, and Julio, get ready. We're going to have to find some more for that capital stack. We got you, Wasim. And we have to thank HUD, of course, who was another participant in the public-private partnership relative to the financing. So we are ending our program. We'll have a VIP tour to the top of the building. We thank you all. Remember, Newark forward, a city we can all believe in, and we will watch us make a difference. God bless and have a great day.